Some men do not lie because they are confused. They lie because the truth would cost them comfort. And comfort can make selfish people incredibly creative. This is the story of a man named Daniel and two women who loved him for very different reasons. One believed he was her future. The other believed, but sometimes attention is simply strategy. 3 months later, Ava believed something she had not believed in years, that maybe this was real. Daniel spoke carefully about future plans, weekend trips, holiday ideas, restaurants they would try next month. Nothing extreme, just enough future language to create emotional trust, and it worked. But while Ava was falling in love, someone else already loved Daniel. Her name was Naomi, and unlike Ava, Naomi had known Daniel much longer. Naomi met Daniel 2 years earlier at a corporate networking event. He had helped her through an embarrassing presentation mishap. She remembered his kindness, his calm, the way he stayed after others left, helping her gather papers, making her laugh when she wanted to disappear, and from that moment, he became important. Naomi was different from Ava, more guarded, more ambitious, less openly emotional. She worked in finance, long hours, sharp mind, controlled energy, but Daniel somehow softened her. That was his talent. He became whatever each woman needed. For Ava, warmth. For Naomi, steadiness. For others, who knows? Naomi believed Daniel was simply a private man. He never posted much, rarely discussed family deeply, preferred intimate conversations over public displays. She interpreted mystery as emotional depth. Many people do. When Naomi once asked why he avoided social media photos together, he smiled. "You know, I hate public attention." She accepted it, because when trust exists, people often accept explanations that would otherwise sound suspicious. Daniel had perfected compartmentalization, separate routines, separate explanations, separate emotional versions of himself, different restaurants, different neighborhoods, different stories. To Ava, work travel. To Naomi, late meetings. To each woman, plausible reality. That is how deception survives, not through brilliance, through consistency. The strange thing about liars is this: they often do not think of themselves as villains. Daniel did not wake each morning plotting destruction. He simply wanted both comforts: Ava's softness, Naomi's admiration, emotional validation from two directions, affection without sacrifice, attention without honesty, and selfish people often rename this complexity. But complexity does not excuse betrayal. One Friday evening, Ava asked casually, "Have you ever cheated?" Daniel did not hesitate. No, that was the scary part. Not the lie, the smoothness, the absence of internal struggle. Some lies come too easily. That should always concern you. Meanwhile, Naomi had begun pressing gently about deeper commitment. Nothing dramatic, just questions. "Where do you see us in a year?" Daniel kissed her forehead. "Happy. What does that mean?" "It means I'm here, aren't I?" A vague answer disguised as reassurance. A classic move. Enough warmth to avoid accountability. Not enough clarity to create obligation. Months passed. Daniel became increasingly confident. That is often when deception becomes careless, when repeated success creates arrogance, when getting away with betrayal begins to feel normal. He started mixing details, forgetting stories, becoming slightly less precise, still convincing, but less disciplined. That is where collapse often begins. Ava once noticed perfume in his car, not hers, a different scent, sweet, sharp, feminine. New air freshener? Daniel laughed. Uber passenger. She accepted it. But unease stayed. Naomi noticed something too. A missed call late one night. A woman's name. Who's Ava? Daniel glanced quickly. Client. Simple. Calm. Immediate. Too immediate. But Naomi let it go. For then, that is the tragedy. Truth often introduces itself early, quietly, subtly, but hope escorts it back out because people believe what protects emotional investment. Ava and Daniel reached 1 year. Dinner, candles, wine. He gave her a necklace. Beautiful, thoughtful, personal. She cried, not from material value, from emotional meaning. Thank you. You deserve beautiful things. And perhaps in that moment, Daniel meant it. That is what makes betrayal so complicated. Selfish people are not always emotionless. Sometimes they genuinely care, just never enough to become honest. Naomi, meanwhile, believed she and Daniel were approaching engagement, not because he said it directly, because he implied it repeatedly. Future language, emotional intimacy, domestic routines, shared habits. She had integrated him deeply into her life, and Daniel knew exactly how much. One evening, Naomi's friend asked bluntly, "Why have I never met his family?" Naomi paused. "He's private, too private. Not everyone is public, or maybe something doesn't add up." Naomi became defensive. That happens often. When outsiders see what emotional insiders cannot, then came the first collision. Small, but important. Ava posted birthday flowers Daniel sent her. No faces, just flowers. Simple caption, grateful for thoughtful love. Naomi saw it, not because she followed Ava, because a mutual acquaintance liked it. And the flowers looked familiar, extremely familiar, because Daniel once sent Naomi identical arrangements. Same florist, same card style, same wording pattern. It unsettled her. Not enough for certainty, but enough for discomfort. She asked Daniel casually, "Do you always send the same flowers?" He smiled. "What?" "Never mind." But she watched his face, tiny shift, barely visible. Still, something registered. Daniel was becoming less careful. That is what overconfidence does, and overconfidence destroys liars. Ava, meanwhile, had started dreaming bigger. Shared apartments, travel, marriage, not obsessively, but sincerely. One Sunday morning, curled beside him, she whispered, "Do you ever think about forever?" Daniel kissed her hand. "Sometimes. With me?" He smiled. "Of course." And again, a promise entered the air, lightly spoken, deeply believed. Naomi had a similar conversation days later. "Daniel, are we building something real?" He looked directly at her. Yes, that single word held enormous weight, because words become contracts in loving hearts. Even when spoken by dishonest mouths, the beginning of the end came through something painfully ordinary. A charger. Yes, a charger. Daniel left his phone charging at Naomi's apartment one morning while rushing to work. Rare mistake, very rare. Hours later, repeated messages appeared from Ava. Nothing incriminating at first. Just warmth. Then, "Dinner tonight still on, love?" Naomi froze. The room became too quiet. Her hands felt cold. She stared, waiting for reality to correct itself. It did not. More messages came. Photos, affection, history, years of hidden truth condensed into screen light. And in that moment, everything changed. Take a breath. There is a kind of silence that changes your life forever. Not peaceful silence, not comforting silence, but the kind that arrives when truth enters a room unexpectedly. That was the silence Naomi sat inside. Daniel's phone rested on her table, still charging, still lighting up, still exposing truths he never intended her to see. Her hands trembled, not dramatically, just enough to make breathing feel strange. Another message appeared from Ava, still thinking about last night. You make life feel peaceful. Peaceful. The word almost made Naomi laugh, because in that exact moment her world was anything but peaceful. She opened the messages, slowly, carefully. At first, she hoped for misunderstanding, maybe an old conversation, maybe harmless affection, maybe someone overly familiar. Anything, but reality rarely softens itself for our comfort. The messages stretched back, months, photos, inside jokes, plans, affection, nicknames, love.l. Her stomach turned. The evidence was undeniable. Daniel was not confused, not uncertain, not seeing where things go. He was living two full emotional lives, and in both, he was the devoted man, pained as something strange. At first it seeks denial, then clarity, then action. Naomi did not cry immediately. Instead, she became frighteningly calm, that kind of calm people mistake for strength. But often it is simply shock, then did something unexpected. She typed, "Who is this?" Minutes passed, then a reply, "Sorry?" Naomi inhaled, then typed again, "This is Daniel's girlfriend. Who are you?" Silence, long silence, then, "What?" That single word carried devastation, because confusion has a sound, and Naomi heard it. Across town, Ava sat frozen in her apartment, heart pounding. Daniel's girlfriend? No, impossible. Surely some misunderstanding, cruel joke. Wrong number. She called immediately. Naomi answered. Neither woman spoke for 2 full seconds. Then Ava whispered, "Who are you?" Naomi's voice cracked. "I think we need to talk." That conversation changed both their lives, not because it was dramatic, because it was honest, painfully honest. Names, timelines, dates, stories, trips, promises, shared phrases. It became horrifyingly clear. Daniel had not been casually dishonest. He had been meticulously dishonest. Ava realized he spent anniversaries with Naomi. Naomi realized business trips were weekends with Ava. The same affectionate words, the same promises, the same future language, the same emotional performance. Copied, repeated, delivered professionally. It was almost impressive. If it had not been monstrous, at one point Ava asked quietly, "How long?" Naomi swallowed. 2 years. Ava went silent. Her relationship had lasted a year, meaning he had overlapped intentionally the entire time. No accident, no temporary confusion, calculated deception. Did he say he loved you? Naomi asked. Ava laughed bitterly through tears. Yes. Silence. Then Naomi said softly, "He told me the same." And that was perhaps the cruelest part, the recycled intimacy, because betrayal hurts deeply, but duplicated betrayal, that wounds differently. It makes your memories feel counterfeit. Neither woman hated the other. That was the unexpected part. Many stories turn women against each other, but truth changed that, because both quickly understood something important. Neither created the deception. Daniel did, and misplaced anger would only protect the real liar. So they made a decision. They would confront him. Together, that evening, Daniel arrived at Ava's apartment, expecting dinner. Instead, he found both women waiting, and for the first time in a very long time, Daniel had no prepared script. He froze, actually froze. His face drained of color, and in that moment, both women saw the truth more clearly than words could ever explain. Guilt, panic, calculation, fear, not heartbreak, not remorse. Fear of exposure. Say something, Ava said. Daniel inhaled. It's not what you think. A dangerous sentence? Because guilty people love it. Naomi stood. Then explain. Silence. Now. Daniel ran a hand through his hair. It got complicated. Complicated. That word, as though deceit were emotional mathematics, as though repeated lying deserved sophistication. Ava's tears fell silently. You told me I was your future? He looked at her. I meant, do not. Her voice cracked. Do not lie again. Naomi stepped forward. How many others? He looked offended. Others? That performance ended quickly. Neither woman was naive anymore. What followed was ugly comma. Excuses, half-truths, minimization. I care about both of you. I didn't know how to end it. I never wanted to hurt anyone. Classic selfish language. Notice something. Not once did he say, I chose dishonesty. Because selfish people often describe consequences as unfortunate accidents. But betrayal is not accidental. Repeated deception requires effort. Then came the sentence that ended everything. Daniel looked exhausted and said, I didn't want to lose either of you. And there it was, the truth. Not love, possession, convenience, self-interest, not wanting to lose benefits, not wanting emotional discomfort, not wanting consequences. Ava laughed through tears. Comma. A broken laugh. You never loved us. I did. No, Naomi said quietly. You loved what we gave you. That silence afterward felt final. Comma, because truth had finally entered the room. Daniel cried eventually, but strangely, it changed nothing. Because tears are not proof of transformation. Sometimes they are merely emotional reaction to exposure. That distinction matters. The women left together. Not dramatically, not triumphantly, just tired, emotionally emptied. Outside, under city lights, Ava leaned against Naomi's car and cried harder than she had ever cried. Naomi held her. Two strangers connected by the same deception. There was something painfully beautiful about that moment. Not because betrayal is beautiful, because solidarity can be. Months passed. Healing was not immediate. Ava struggled with trust. Naomi struggled with shame. Both replayed memories endlessly. Both questioned themselves. How did we miss this? But that question is cruel. Because deception works precisely because it is convincing. The blame belonged to Daniel, not them. Unexpectedly, Ava and Naomi remained friends. Not instantly, not perfectly, but gradually. Shared pain created unusual understanding. Coffee became conversations. Conversations became laughter. Laughter became healing. And something meaningful emerged from devastation. Truth introduced them. Pain connected them. Healing strengthened them. As for Daniel, he tried returning. Of course he did. Messages, apologies, late-night explanations. I've changed. I understand now. I was stupid. Perhaps some of it was genuine, but growth is not measured by words after exposure. It is measured by character before discovery. Neither woman returned. That chapter was closed. 1 year later, Ava sat across from Naomi at brunch. Comma. Sunlight spilled across the table, and Ava smiled. Imagine if you never answered that phone. Naomi smiled back. Imagine if you never replied. They laughed, comma. Not because betrayal was funny, because survival can eventually soften pain. So let me say something directly to anyone listening. If someone loves you dishonestly, that is not a reflection of your worth. If someone manipulates your trust, that is not proof you were foolish. If someone gives two people the same promises, their emptiness is not your shame. Protect your heart, but do not harden it. Be wise, not bitter, because the lesson is not never love. The lesson is love with discernment. Watch actions, not performances. Watch consistency, not charm. Watch accountability, not apologies. And please, if something feels wrong repeatedly, listen. Your intuition often notices dishonesty before your heart is ready to accept it. If this story opened your eyes, if it reminded you of someone, if it taught you something, subscribe right now for more powerful emotional stories, relationship lessons, heartbreak wisdom, and unforgettable life truths. Because sometimes a story is not just entertainment. Sometimes it is protection. And remember this, the right person will never need to divide their honesty to keep your love.